background information on current interiors on the cockpit of the cars you know, of the cars we present you, and how will the future cockpit look like? We're going to solve this question here in our special feature from the Paris Motor Show. And we're a guest at the moment at Faurecia, one of the big suppliers on the market. And we want to start with the state of the art, because this one here is the Alfa Romeo Giulia cockpit. You've seen that in our full driving review probably. And there are a lot of elements here where it doesn't seem obvious, but there's a story almost behind each element. And with Fabrice Aissauvery from Faurecia will explain us what's the story, for example, beneath this dashboard, because it's also about lightweight.
A different story. I think there are different, very interesting innovation, even if it doesn't appear at the first sight. First thing is about lightweight. Indeed, what we use is a new material that has been developed by Faurecia to do the carrier of the IP. This material is called NAFI, for natural fiber for injection. And these materials enable us to have lighter carrier. So, for example, on this IP, we want 1.2 kilo, thanks just to this material. It's a mix of polypropylene and hemp that has been developed by Faurecia in JV with agriculture people. That's the first thing. You will see it afterwards because this is not visible part. The second thing that is very interesting here is about the wood decoration. Faurecia is not only making some parts and some complete door panel in leather or PVC or plastic, we are also making decoration. Here you can see some wood. It's called Ligneos. It has been developed by Faurecia. Faurecia is making all the possible decoration. We talk about wood, aluminium, carbon, synthetic, in-mold decoration. We are able to offer all of them. And more than that, we can offer most of them in the same tools. For example, aluminium, carbon, and wood, we can do it in a single tool.
This is here open cell wood in this case, so very natural feeling. And do you also pay attention to where you get the wood from, the raw materials?
Yeah, we have a partnership with a company called Taboo. We have a GV, and they are ensuring how to get the wood in a proper way. So, and then, as you say, this is an open pour, but we can make open pour, closed pour. I would say all the technologies are available for us.
And then about the display, it seems really seamless here with the new Giulia, the display. So there's no visibility that it is actually a display. So it looks like a decorative element here now, but you can change it obviously.
Yeah, I will. So indeed, that's what we call deco display, and this is really a big innovation. That's the first in the world, okay? So you see that. The question is how to integrate all the display, all the HMI in a smooth manner in the interior. And this is, I would say, a first step to the cockpit of the future, how to interface in a smooth way. You will see it on the other demonstrator. This one, as you see, I will switch it on. You start from a black panel, and then suddenly you light it on, and then you have the display, okay? So it's completely a decoration part that turns on into a display, okay? This is a TFT behind a B injection part that is made internally, and both are bonded, okay, to have a perfect image on the surface. This is the first step. This is what we developed. It's now in the street. This is not yet a touch screen, but we have also the solution for the touch screen. This one is not touch screen. This was a choice at the moment where we developed the car. But now we have touchscreen where we can also integrate some switch around. So you see, I can make it also again. So you will see that suddenly up it disappears and you have a perfect integration. That's what we call the first in smooth, perfect integration of HMI and decoration together.
So that's the status quo example with the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Let's take a look at the future. And now Innovation Manager Dale Fry will tell us more about the Active Wellness 2.0 concept. We have experienced this one here in an earlier stage. So what has basically changed now?
Okay, the biggest difference in the original Active Wellness, we had a single set of sensors that gave us heart rate, respiration rate. What we've done is, as you can see here, we have 12 data streams that we're working from now that is compiled through a variety of different sensors that include infrared optical sensing, it includes EKG, it includes piezo, a variety. We have load cells, we have capacitive sensing, a variety of sensors that come together and give us these 12 data streams. And out of these 12 data streams, we can know much, much more about the occupant. And more importantly, we get to understand what the occupant's state is. their current state. Are they drowsy? Are they stressed? Are they alert? Are they comfortable? Are they getting motion sick?
I would say, let's just test it. How is my state of the body? Let's see it right here. So the camera will focus on the demo screen now, and I'll take a seat right here, and let's see. Oh, expression is changing already. No, I love this expression monitor. Let's see. Oh, smile. Oh. It's really funny how it reacts on my face. And let's see if I'm maybe stressed or if what the car has to do with me, because the funny thing is that the car of the future will react to your mood, and our expert will now explain us all of the different data streams that we see here.
Okay, so on the screen we see we're tracking these 12 different data streams, and starting over on the right, you can see we have eye gaze. So we're looking at where you're looking on the screen. We are looking at your head tilt, fore and aft, your posture. Are you leaning side to side? We have a term we call fidgets. Makes sense in the U.S., not everywhere else, but it means, are you kind of moving around in the seat like you're uncomfortable?
Yeah, like this now. You see, when I'm going like this.
We're tracking, are you yawning? How often are you yawning? Or do you have your hands on the steering wheel? We're looking at humidity within the seat, your heart rate, your breath rate, how many times you're blinking. Of course, you already saw expression, and even how much your eyes are closed at any given time. And so we're tracking those things, and those data streams come together in pieces. We use some of them at different times in different combinations to tell us the likelihood. Are you possibly getting stressed? Are you possibly getting motion sick? And then we utilize that data to start to learn your particular characteristics more. We create a profile for you, and out of that profile, we get to know you. And over time, that profile will turn from learn and react, which is what it's doing right now. It's very early end of your profile. It's learning you and reacting.
It's always telling me I have a bad expression, but I don't.
Yeah,
So I have to smile more. I have to smile more. Yeah, now it keeps the smiling expression.
One of the things you'll learn is the cameras are set up as if you're truly in a vehicle position. So when you're looking outside talking to me, and it loses your face in its picture, and so when it changes, and it just goes to, it's like it gets confused, if you will. But in a normal driving scenario, it is much more reactive.
Yeah, I think I have to, when I look straight and smile, then the expression also works there. And nice also with the steering wheel grasp, by the way, that how fast that reacts. And
one of the key portions of this is, like I said, as we gather this data, right now we're in the learning. The early stage of developing a profile for you is learning. But as we get to know you more, just like in any relationship, you can actually get to the point of predictive. And that's what really starts to make a difference for us in the cockpit of the future, is we want to get to a predictive cabin. We can tell what is likely to be coming in your case, and we can provide some kind of wellness action before it becomes an issue. And that's what we're doing. So when we look at cockpit of the future, we look at connectivity and we look at adaptability. Well, what enables the adaptability is the predictiveness. And that's what active wellness is doing. It's giving us the learnings we need about the occupant to be able to be long-term predicting what the occupant needs.
so maybe this future seat will also be able to lower my heart rate a little bit then, because at the moment here it's very hot in the motor show and a lot of stress, of course, and that's usually very high for someone who does sports, 70 beats. That's a little bit too high for me. And now we are joined by Markus Uhlich, designer from Frosia, and he's the best person to explain us this concept, because this is, of course, how it might be the future in the cockpit. How close to reality is this?
Well, actually, we are developing for our customers, which are the OEMs. So a lot of these ideas are very close to production, at least in development. And so now we're talking to our customers to apply it in their interior. Of course, they have a design process, and they need to integrate it in their design process as well. But most of the ideas you see here are ready for production.
So I think with the stone surface, one major topic was maybe about crash safety, because there are also regulations, or is that no problem?
Well, there's regulations on that one, but the way it's done, it's not having, let's say, big parts. It's like very, very small parts. And here I think we are very, very good in performance of the material. Yeah? In terms of, if you think about wood, it could be also happening that you have a little splice of wood, but nobody considers that anymore. So we are using the same technology to apply our stone material.
I think it's really impressive because it looks so completely different from everything else. It also has some crystal structures inside, so it's also reflecting the light in many ways. So is this something where you might think only premium cars will develop to, or can you also offer those services in cheaper cars?
Well, I would say it's not only about premium cars, because our decoration offer is starting actually from the entry level, which of course will not have the high level decoration parts, but in the medium level it starts that we apply wood, that we apply aluminium, and I think therefore we could also apply it in the medium level quite well.
From a designer perspective, what is the future cockpit like? Is it a bright future for you? Do you have more possibilities or do you have less possibilities than at the moment?
Well, definitely it's very, very interesting, and I think it's very bright. It offers a lot of opportunities. As you could imagine, you're not only driving anymore, you might be able to do other things in the car. And that means relaxing, maybe working, maybe sleeping or eating. So, of course, as a designer, I'd like to serve all these functions in the best way. And this, of course, gives a lot of opportunities for us to develop.
Here in this very special display, can you show us some more of the features you've included right here?
Yes, for example, you were talking about surfaces. I will talk about smart surfaces now. For example, if I press the start button here, so the interaction with this decoration part is now possible. And how do we interact? What do we interact? For example, we can activate the air vents, and currently you do not see anything yet, but if I actuate the intensity, it changes the light, which means it enforces, let's say, the light power, which is similar to the airflow power. But I can also adjust the temperature, and this is in line with the color setting of the air vents. When you enter the car, usually you bring your smartphone. It's your personal device. So what do? You start the car, and then the car asks you to insert your phone. And what it does, it actually connects with the car, so you can have access to your data, and your data will be used, for example, for navigation or music or maybe your personal moods. So all these kind of things you can imagine to merge and integrate seamlessly between your personal life and the car. So the car becomes part of your personal life. What we have over here is an integrated AMOLED in a black panel surface. And the idea behind is, again, the seamless integration. So you do not see the border of the AMOLED to the surrounding frame. It's completely integrated. I just need to look. Again, here you can have different mood settings. And if you look now, for example, up here, the light setting was changing for the deco light, and also in the door panel, we have an animated light. And I will just in parallel change the mood if you stay on with the camera. So now it's a different mood as well in the door panel as well up here.
So really disco times coming to our interiors, but I think it's a really likable concept because you can really do so much more to an interior. It seems like will be a very interesting future ahead, especially when we talk about autonomous drive, and maybe the disco times are not so far away when we have some party while driving, including the driver.
Talking about autonomous, there is one more feature I'd like to show you. It's like going into the relaxed position and transforming the interior in a more convenient environment. So you have more leg room, but still having the interface together with you, so you can interact with the car, and then later on you can get back into driving position.
Thank you very much for the insight, and my favorite is definitely here the stone surface. Really looking forward to that in a real serious production car, and also about the using of the cloth on dashboard. I think it's been hardly done, not so often. Maybe we see it with some new Citroën cars and also from a Range Rover Evoque basis version, but I think it also should be used more often. And here we'll find another future cockpit layout. Here it's about the glass and electric sensors behind the buttons, because when I press a button here, you also hear it. So the sensor beneath the glass is sensing that I'm pressing this area and then gives me also a haptical feedback. Very interesting. And we are back here with Fabrice, and he will also explain us, you can do it in a different way, because on this side, the buttons feel a little bit different. Why are you doing this?
So the idea here is to offer Technobricks to our customers. Okay, this is really about our future in the future, integrating glass and integrating switches. So what is important is to offer different solutions. Here we have used the piezoelectric technology to make some switches either under the wood. You saw it under the aluminium on the other demonstrator, under the wood or under the glass. What is good is that you can activate something, but you also receive a feedback of what you have done. Because touching a surface, you don't know whether it has been taken into account. What do we do here? You have a haptic feedback, so you feel it in your finger. And on top, we have doubled it. Here, for example, on the temperature, and you see the airflow when I'm directing the airflow. You see that you have a visual feedback on the temperature here through LED or through light in the airflow. So this is completely integrated and offered for the steps of tomorrow.
And then this can also be an autonomous driving car. You see it here there it is. That will be the autonomous mode, and then you could, for example, start writing emails.
Yes, indeed. So with the autonomous mode, the electrification, the connectivity, and all the shared economy, there will be very different use case in the future. We will not only drive, and this is what it's about, Cockpit of the Future. It's about understanding the new use case and offering solution to the different OEMs or to the different customers of tomorrow.
Oh, there's someone calling. There's someone calling me. No.
Yes, so there's someone calling, for example. We are in a driveless mode, and then your browser is calling. So we are using a screen which was giving you some information about how to drive, the speed, etc., as an interface for other things. Maybe you can imagine looking at films, having phone, or reading emails, preparing a presentation through this. So we are just putting that in a situation. It's not only, I would say, it's not a traditional cockpit, but it's just to offer solution and give ideas of what could happen.
So what's your favorite future cockpit so far here?